Good evening. Welcome to Unwind Friday. It's your girl, Lissa Black, bringing you the heat with a little street.
And it's your girl, Marie, certified life and health coach, bringing you tools you can use.
And we are Sisters Edifying. All right, guys. So tonight, what are we drinking on?
Ooh,
I went with the cider. Let me get in on it.
Hard cider tonight. So I have the strawberry lemonade Blake's hard cider that I've been sipping on.
And I got the Angry Orchard hard
and
cider.
we got our brother Dale here. It's his birthday. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, bro.
He is unwinding with the Remy VSOP.
Right. So it's going up tonight after our live, guys.
Yeah.
Him another year.
He's come to say hi. You guys say happy birthday to Dale.
Appreciate y'all. Friday, I'm feeling sexy. You know what I'm saying? My sister know for to put on the show, so I'm about to enjoy it.
Yes. So, guys, what is our topic tonight? So, our topic tonight is going to be 8 ways to keep the faith. You got me? You got me, sis?
I'm trying to have you. It ain't got me. Maybe because my phone was sitting there.
So
well,
it is going to be 8 ways to keep the faith in yourself when life gets tough. Because it gets tough, guys.
It gets tough.
And sometimes
it gets tough.
We even like, you know what? I can't do it. Life is too tough. So we are going to start with 8 ways that you can keep the faith even when life is tough, even when you are at your lowest, even when you feel like there is no way up. Let's get into it.
So one of the ways of keeping your faith is to accept the present situation, accepting the emotion that you feel at that time, because the emotion that you feel is real, but is it true? You know what I'm saying? You might feel down. So first accept sadness, realize that without losing, winning isn't great.
Yes.
Sometimes we have to lose to win, and that's what makes it so great. So you want to accept like how you feel at that time, but you don't want to doubt. Because one thing with faith, you don't want to doubt because it contradicts what you believe, right? Mm-hmm. So you want to accept that I feel sad right now. I feel discouraged. I feel lost. I feel like this is not going to happen. But it don't matter how I feel. Your feelings don't get a vote, you guys. What gets a vote is, did God come for me the first? Did God come through for me the first time, the second time, the third time, the 1,000th time? Yes. Is God real on what he said that he's going to do for you? Absolutely. How many of you guys, if any of you guys are watching, comment, how many times has come through for you when you felt like he wasn't going to come through? Every time. So why wouldn't he come through for you this time? Yes. So just accept your present situation for what it is, but still know that no matter what the situation,
and when it fixes itself, we like when we in these situations, it fixes itself and we made it through, we overcome and we like, dang, I made it. And that's just another way of God coming through for you. So number 2, we want you to think about your previous achievements, because sometimes we are so focused on what's going wrong and what's going on today that we miss our wins. So every day is a new opportunity. And even if you don't have a new opportunity, you can either build on yesterday's successes or put yesterday's failures behind you, because the best thing about life is that every day you get a new chance to be better. You get a new chance to start over again. So I know people be like, don't live in the past. This is the time that you have an exception to live in the past. Think about everything you have done. We had a conversation similar to this with one of our siblings earlier. We like, look at all the wins you had. I said, you might not even notice that they're wins, but they are wins. Think about this and that. And we went to naming the things, and then he began to see, like, you are right. Those are wins. Exactly. So think about your previous
because guess what? One thing can distract you from all the good things that God have did in your life. And you can't allow that. You can't let one thing distract you from the 1,000 things, or like, let's lower it so it can be more layman. Say if 10 great things happen for you that God didn't bless you with, then one bad thing happened. You can't let that override all the goodness that is happening in your life.
And that's how the life tried to do you. It's like one thing knock you off your square, you up.
And now you're speaking. Because what happened is it changed your thinking, and you don't want nothing to make you have stinking thinking. Stinking thinking can really destroy your faith. So you want to make sure that even if you get rocked for the day, that you don't let that override all the good things and the faith that you're standing in. So you want to make sure you want to say, yep, this happened today, but this is going to be a good day. This right here, devil, you behind me. This is not going to win. This situation is not going to win. And this situation is not going to override all the good that is happening in my life. Now, if you start saying, oh, this always happened to me.
Yeah. Right. So
remember, whatever you speak in the universe come back to you. So if you speak negative things, if one thing happened to you and you speak after 10 good things happen, one thing bad happened and you speak because the one thing happened, oh, this is going to happen. You speak a bunch of bad things, then guess what? Bad things are going to start happening because you just now doubted your faith.
Absolutely. And number 3.
There's number 3 for you, girlfriend.
I was number 2, baby. You kind of just took that over. You number 3.
Oh, am I? Oh, I didn't take. I just gave my.
I know. I'm joking with you. I'm just saying.
Number 3 is believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in what you believe in. So not only believing in yourself, believe in your ability to trust God, right?
Right.
So believing in yourself to be capable to do all the things that God said that you can do. So it's a scripture, you guys. When I was in college, and I would feel when things would get tough, I always, no matter how tough it got, I never said I can't do this. I will always speak, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That is actually scriptural.
And I speak that to you too when you sing.
When I said, girl, she be hating, boy. Because, even though she don't like my voice, boy, I love my voice when I'm singing praises to him. But y'all, things will get hard. Even when my baby, I have a baby with a heart condition who has had 2 8-hour heart surgeries. I had to depend on God. I couldn't depend on myself through that time. So I made sure that I never spoke anything negative. And one of the scriptures that I hold fast to, so you guys need to find you a profession, confession, or whatever positive thing, if you don't believe in, Christianity or anything, that something positive to hold on to when you're going through something hard. One of mine was, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So even when I felt like I can't, instead of saying I can't do this, even though I totally thought it and I felt it, I will always say I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
And that's a perfect segue into number 4.
Yes.
Talk with yourself. Believe it or not, your brain simply believes what you tell it. It has absolutely no choice. It's going to believe what you tell it. It's going to begin to create as you begin to speak into it, as you begin to believe, as you begin to act, as you begin to do. So it's going to do exactly what you tell it. So if you're telling it negative things, well, guess what's going to happen? It's going to start to believe negative things and negative thoughts. But if you're speaking positive to yourself, I can do this. I believe in me. I've done this before. I overcame this. I see my sister overcome this. She can help me overcome. Like, reach into your toolbox too.
Absolutely. Talking to yourself is important. Even people who don't believe in spiritual, beings who believe in whatever. We have people who believe in whatever you speak into the universe comes back to you. So people who even don't believe in God, but just believe that there's a higher being, they believe that whatever you speak in the universe comes back to you. So remember that. Whatever you speak come back to you. The word of God teaches that. And if you don't believe in the word of God, it's people in the world knows that whatever you speak in the universe comes back to you. So if you speak bad comes back to you. If you speak good comes back to you.
Absolutely. So be careful what you speak to yourself, and speak to yourself.
Number 5, don't let fear hold you back. When people say, if you scared, do it scared.
Do it scared.
Do it scared. Do it fearful. If you need to open a business and you feel fearful, do it fearful.
Always do what you're afraid to do.
Always do, because guess what? all of us who stand in faith, right? We still always have some reserve, but what we do is we put our trust in God, even though we feel like we know that we can't do it on our own. You have to have something that you trust in.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Don't let fear, because a lot of people in this world are stuck because of fear. A lot of people have never left the inner cities of their city because they're stuck because of fear. I have people who never got on an airplane because they're stuck because of fear, when in actuality more people die in car crashes than in airplanes.
And fear is paralyzing.
Fear is paralyzing. It paralyzes people's life. It leaves them stuck for the rest. It leaves them unhappy. It leaves them stuck. They never venture out in this beautiful world God created for us. They never venture out into their dreams because of fear. So don't let fear stop you. If you feel fearful about something, conquer that fear by trusting, standing in your faith, and going for it, because it's going to be so much worth it. What do you think about that?
I think that's good, because I know I personally let fear hold me back in doing some things, and then it's those things
that you like fear hold you back in.
I mean, it was when I first was trying to make career moves and doing different things, and I let fear hold me back. Or when I was moving to different chapters in my life, you know, it can be fearful because you fear the unknown. Naturally, what your brain doesn't know, it fills in, and most times the unknown is fearful. So yeah, just do it, because most of the things that I just did, I was successful at doing.
Absolutely.
So
and they never know if they're going to be successful at doing it if they let fear hold.
Yes, and you rather know if it did not work versus regretting never trying it.
Absolutely. Because if that's your mind, if you tried and it didn't work, you tried it, but never trying it at all,
you're gonna
regret that. You're gonna always regret it.
It's no regret in trying and failing, because you just know you tried.
Like,
and it didn't work.
I gave it my best. But if you sat there the whole time thinking, I want to do this, but then you got this fear and you let fear overcome you, when you know we got a big God, and you see other people doing it, they trust in something, even if they trust in the universe. We got a big universe, which is God. I just want to put that out there. So they trust in the universe, but it's God. But they're trusting in something, but they're standing on faith. At the end of the day, they're standing on faith.
It's funny, the people who say they don't believe sometimes have more faith than the people that's supposed to
believe. And it's true.
Because they so stuck on it ain't, but then they'll have more faith than believing in what's going on.
One thing that I like to do, and I always tell our sister, right, like, I like watching the documentaries on P. Diddy, Master P, even Irv Gotti. He's a cocky guy. And even the ones who don't actually believe in God, they believed in God.
That's what's funny.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they had more faith than so-called people who believe in God. Like, how can we as Christians have such a lack of faith than people who don't believe in God, but still just go out on this thing, trusting themselves?
And it's crazy, because even atheists, they believe not to believe, because if they did not believe, then they had nothing to not believe in. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. No, but number 6, keep moving forward and never look back. There is a reason that you are not where you were yesterday, today. Do not put yourself back in situations that you have overcame. God has moved you from them places for a reason. Keep moving forward. And I love this quote by Martin Luther King. I just want to say Dr. Martin Luther King.
Dr. Martin Luther King.
If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do,
keep moving forward. Yes, baby.
Keep moving forward. Yes. So never stop.
And I believe with all my heart, if you ever study Dr. Martin, we have some Black people who have that, what they believe about Dr. Martin Luther King. But if you ever study Dr. Martin Luther King and how God came to him at the table of his home, you would know that he was a modern day prophet. Yes, he was.
Absolutely.
I love you. And number 7. Allow your life to flow naturally. I actually don't have this one.
And so allowing yourself to flow naturally, because sometimes we force situations. And
I do. And I feel go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead and say what you got to say.
I feel like sometimes, we have a heart for something, and if it's not in our purpose, it becomes harder than it's supposed to be. So allowing it to flow flow, one thing about it, if anybody ever read the book by Kenneth Hagin, Being Led by the Spirit, he always said that if it was something meant for you to do, that you'll have a go in your spirit, like a green in your spirit. But if it wasn't meant for you to do, you'll have like a stop in your spirit. You'll always have hesitations about it. Like it'll always be something that's stopping you where you're not comfortable with doing it. But if it's meant for you to do, it'll always feel freedom when you're doing it.
Exactly. And every day is different.
And every day is different. But I feel like if you're steady hitting a roadblock on something, then it's time to have faith in something else.
Right.
Because that might not be your purpose, even though you love certain things, and you know, some things are hobbies. Like we said, it's a difference from purpose.
And they gotta know that. You gotta know your difference between your purpose and your hobby. Because sometimes we mix those things up and then we wonder why they're not working.
And even in relationships, allow it to flow naturally. Stop forcing. If things are not falling in line, then it's not meant. Now you can have this false vision of something and keep forcing something, but if it's not flowing naturally, you'll always come up on this hard time in this relationship where you can keep faking yourself, but you're just going to keep end up unhappy. And that's any type of relationship, friendship,
yes.
Intimate shit, any, with a man, female, male, any type of, if it's not flowing naturally, now nothing is ever going to be perfect.
Exactly.
But if it's always hitting a brick wall and you got to force certain things, it's not meant. Allow your life to flow naturally in everything that you do when you're holding on to faith.
Absolutely. So just take it. I would say with flowing naturally, take it day by day. Don't force it. If you live in the future, then you can't be in the present. If you live in the past, you can't be in the present. The goal is to live in the present, and you live for the day. Set those goals for the day, what you're going to do today. That way your days are wins. And if you let that life flow naturally, then you should be all set to go.
I agree. That was good. And number 8, everybody know that I have a positive attitude, and sometimes I could probably be too positive because I don't like to look at things negative because it doesn't get you anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So even if somebody's having a bad day and a bad attitude, I don't always look like, oh, I want to cut them off, this and that. I try to look at the whole situation. So always, you know what I'm saying? Go with a positive attitude no matter what you're going in. When you're standing in faith, you always go with a positive attitude. You always look at things in a positive way. Because if you have a negative mindset, it's impossible to stand in faith because you're going to make everything negative. Now, positively doesn't solve everything.
Right.
And it won't solve everything, but it will make your life a lot more easier and better if you try to look at things from a positive, standpoint. Because sometimes then you get to see it from a different, perspective.
Exactly. Have you ever met those people that everything is somehow negative? And then you listen to it and you like, well, I didn't get that from
I
always say when you have a discussion, because when you have a discussion, you begin to see other viewpoints. And then when you see other viewpoints and open up your mind, and it's like, oh, I never would have thought of it that way. And that may help you with your positive attitude or to be more optimistic, because sometimes we can see a situation totally different. Because every experience is going to be based off of your experience, your past experience, and how you view the world. If you have a negative worldview or point of view, then most times things are going to come off negative. But if you tell yourself, think of the positive the most positive outcome or the most positive thoughts about it, even if it does not solve the problem.
You guys can see there.
Like,
okay, so I know that we had like a little internet interruption. We cannot control, the internet. Nobody can. So, but I just want to say, positivity is so important because sometimes when I'm going down my Facebook page and the most people with the negative comments, even though they act like they're happy and they act like everybody against them, they're truly not. It's impossible to be happy with a negative 5 friend and looking at it like everybody's against me, everybody a hater toward me, everybody this, when nobody's thinking about you. Because some of these people I see write these posts and I'm thinking like, who's thinking about them? Nobody likes their posts.
And sometimes people make themselves bigger than what they are.
Yeah,
like
somebody, because if you exalt, because in the Bible it said don't exalt yourself above of what you are. So a lot of people exalt themselves above what they are, and then they call everybody else haters and this and that, and they act like they're being attacked when they're not. But that comes from a negative view. So you have to be positive, like even with your friendships and anything, or you could destroy good friendships by, because a lot of times, because when you're negative, you project what's in your heart. So if you have negativity in your heart, you automatically project that onto another person who did something that probably wasn't even negative.
Or they didn't even think about it.
Or they didn't even think about it because you have a negative outlook on life and a negative outlook on certain situations. So you want to make sure, you want to check yourself. I always tell people check themselves. One thing that I learned about when I went through therapy for behavior therapy is that they always teach you to check your thoughts when you have a thought. And they tell you to question that thought. Is this thought true? Why would this person want to hurt me? And if you take the time to check those thoughts, you will understand, why was this person? No, this person don't want to hurt me. This person loves me.
Yes. And a lot of times we got to take emotions out of it.
Yeah.
And put the facts into it. Because we find ourselves saying, well, I feel like she was saying, and I remember, but when you take the emotion out and put the facts in, it ain't no way you can fill that in, because of what we don't know, the mind naturally tries to fill it in, like I always say. But if you take the emotion out of it and put the facts into it, it'll take a lot of that negativity away. So again, we are giving you 8 ways to keep the faith even when you're down. So I love to just do a summary of it and go back through it. The first one is going to be accept your present situation. Whatever that situation is, if you're sad, if you're happy, if you're winning, if you feel like you're losing, accept that situation and figure out how to move forward. Number 2, think about your previous achievements. I know people say don't live in the past. This is the time that it is okay to live in the past, because you want to celebrate your wins, because so often we it's crazy how we can put our wins aside and we will dwell on the one thing.
I'm sorry, I want to cut you off. Because a lot of times in certain situations, we shouldn't live in the past. But faith is a time that we should live in the past, because we should always look at what God has already done for us. That's good.
Because it's like
that's a good word.
It's like
how many of y'all think that's a good word
It's like every time I've overcame, every time he came through, even when I thought I wasn't going to make it, he came through. I overcame it. You here today, baby, you overcame it. Whether you know it or not, you have already won the battle. So, like I said, think of your previous achievements. You did it. You will do it. You always have. Number 3, believe in yourself. Again, you have done it. You've been through it. You overcame it. Even if you're going through it, the only way up is from rock bottom is up. The only way from rock bottom is up. Unless you one of them people that's creative and you can dig a hole and go further down. But most times, the only way if you hit rock bottom is to go up.
But you can stay down with negative, with thinking.
Yeah, so it's time to talk to yourself, because that's number 4. Talk with yourself. So you want to tell you, like I said, your brain is going to do what you're trained it to do. Be positive with yourself. Tell yourself those positive things that you already won at, you already achieved, that you can do it. Number 5, don't let fear hold you back. Always do what you are afraid to do, because there is victory in fear. There is victory and faith, but I mean, like, overcoming that fear. Don't let fear hold you back.
We want to make sure it's victory and overcoming the faith. There's no fear.
No victory in fear, but it's victory in overcoming the fear.
Absolutely.
Number 6, keep moving forward and never look back. Again, you want to just always keep moving forward, no matter what that looks like. If you crawling, if you walking, if you running, keep moving forward. Remove yourself from those situations.
If you slithering,
whatever it is, whatever you're doing, move forward.
If you're walking on crutches, like my sister Ray, keep moving forward.
Number 7, allow your life to flow naturally. Anything forced is not natural. Anything forced to do
a relationship, a job, a purpose, not natural.
And things work better when they flow naturally.
Now, what is natural is you forcing yourself out of old habits.
Yes.
Now, that's something that's natural. Forcing yourself to stand in faith is natural.
Yeah, because sometimes we got to keep reminding ourselves. But most times, when you force in a situation, if it's a negative situation, that is not naturally, and it's not allowing yourself to flow naturally. Number 8, whatever you do, whatever you're going through, do it and go through it with a positive attitude. Although positive attitudes don't always fix the situation, but it is not gonna. A negative attitude will only make it worse.
That's it.
A positive attitude will get your brain to running and thinking about the ways out of the situation. Because now your brain
think about, how can I do this different?
Exactly.
Am I doing this the right way?
Those creative juices begin to flow, and then you like, okay, I gotta figure this out. I can figure this out.
Because thinking about a positive way helps you see like how you're the problem in a situation. If you think about positive, I'm gonna give you guys an example. Sometimes we the problem. Because I'm gonna tell you guys, like with my coaching business, I want more of interaction with people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the problem. I need to post more. When I say post more, I post memes and things and positive things all the times, at least 3 times a week. But when I say post more, I mean I need to do more lives and interact. That's something that I'm not doing. Now, I have motivational speakers and things that I listen to that tells me these things, and I'm building myself up right now in my faith so that I can become better at that. So when we have a positive outlook, I like, oh, this is never going to happen for me. No, I found things like motivational speakers, people who have done it already, to listen to, that I listen to, that's feeding me to say, well, are you posting enough? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? And I'm checking myself. No, I'm not doing that.
And I feel like after you check yourself, check your circle. Because if you have a circle, most time they're going to motivate you as well. They're going to speak life into you, speak positivity into you. When you want to give up, they ain't going to let you give up. They're going to be like, girl, no, you just having a bad day. Let's start again tomorrow. Let's see how you feel tomorrow. I always say, don't make a decision today because you're not feeling like yourself. I can see that. Let's try again another day. Don't make it. And even when you go to have surgeries or they do medication, they always tell you, don't make any big decisions today because you may be feeling a certain kind of way.
So don't make any big decisions when you're feeling emotional or you down or you got a big hit. You guys, before we end, and I know even though some of you might not be scriptural or Christian, but to me, I just want to plant a seed, because one thing the Bible said, what is faith? We talked about 8 ways. What
8 ways to keep the faith.
8 ways. Let's go back to the banner. Even when life is tough. 8 ways to keep the faith when life is tough. I'm gonna put that up here before I read this. So 8 ways to keep the faith even when life is tough. So what is faith? Me, I always go off of what God's word tells me what something is. So the scriptural definition of faith is the assurance that the things revealed and promised in the word are true, even though unseen, and gives the believers a conviction that what he expects in faith will come to pass. Oh, that's so good to me. I'm reading one more time. Yo, I got a little ministry in my spirit now. Look it. So the scriptural definition of faith is assurance that the things revealed and promised in the word are true, even though unseen, and gives the believer a conviction that what he expects in faith will come to pass, or you could say will come true.
Exactly.
So even though you can't see it right now, even though it don't feel like it, if you continue to stand in faith about your dream, about the job you want, about the business you want, about weight loss, about the marriage you want, the partner you want, anything that's in God's plan for your life, it will happen if you continue to stand in faith, you guys. And if you don't believe it, check yourself. Check your past about all the other times God has came through for you. And that'll help you get the momentum to continue to stand in faith.
Awesome. So we hope tonight, if you were one of those people that started feeling down, you started counting your losses and not your wins. you started feeling like you can't do this. You got to get you ready to let go. Remember, you have made it this far. You have already won. You have already overcame. And we hope these 8 ways for you to keep faith in yourself and in God when life get tough, because it gets tough for everybody. Nobody always have an A day. And that, you know, she ready to say that A day. Nobody has an A day.
It's okay to have a B day.
Yes, but you got to keep the faith. You got to know that you're going to overcome. You're going to win. And you probably already won and don't even know it. I already won that battle.
So sometimes when things get real tough, you right there at the door.
Yes.
At your breakthrough. Some people give up right before they breakthrough. Don't give up before your breakthrough.
Mm-hmm. Just a little more. Hang in there. Or lean on your circle, guys. You got this.
If you ain't got a good circle, get you a good. You got one here.
You got a circle. Friday. But so this may encourage somebody. If it wasn't you, it may be somebody around you, maybe somebody on your page. Please like and share this video. Tag your friend in it. We would love for you guys to engage with us. You about to say something?
No, I just
invite more people into the group, please. Maybe we'll do a contest and whoever invite the most people, because it tells us who brings it in. I don't know. Right, y'all want gifts or not?
No, but y'all don't do numbers shop. Like I'm like, y'all ain't like them gifts. Tell me what type of gifts you
like. What gifts y'all like?
Get the gifts you like.
So as always, guys, if you have a topic that you would like to discuss, only thing you have to do is either inbox myself or Marie, or drop it in the comments. We will do the research for you and bring it before you. Thank you guys so much for joining us on Unwind Friday. Those people that has tapped in and gave us some love. We appreciate you so much. We need
I just would like to do what I do. Can I do it?
I
would like to give you guys an action step. I would like all those who have been standing in faith and been feeling discouraged to take the time and go throughout your life and write down all the times that God has came through for you. That's your action step for the week. Thank you for joining Unwind Friday, and we love you. See you next Friday. Bye.